Hello everybody and welcome back to the world of Pokemon. My name is Professor Noki and you're here once again for another edition of the news with Noki. Today, as always, we'll be discussing the latest news surrounding Pokemon and even Marvel. And make sure you stick around until the end of this video for my weekly channel update and a look ahead at this week's content schedule. And now, on to the news, where today we begin, as always, with Pokemon. Kicking things off with the most recent max raid events that are taking place in the wild area of Pokemon Sword and Shield. As many of you know, from now until March 25th, everybody who plays Sword or Shield is capable of capturing Machamp, Gengar, and Snorlax in their G-Max forms a lot more frequently than before. And unlike previous raids, this one isn't actually concretely version exclusive, as all of the Mons have a chance of appearing in both versions of the game, just at varying rates. I myself have already captured many of these G-Max Pokemon, and I'm definitely looking forward to taking advantage of this event while it lasts. Next up today, we have some information coming out that's actually a follow-up to a previous story that I reported on. As you may know, ever since the release of the Pokemon Home service, there has been a reward for any trainer who is capable of actually collecting a full living national dex on the platform, which is actually an extremely difficult challenge for any trainer to achieve, and therefore this Pokemon was extremely hard to obtain. And if that wasn't difficult, tedious, and maybe frustrating enough for many trainers to try to achieve themselves, many of those who actually went through the work of doing so ended up not collecting this special Pokemon at all. Along with this, there was a number of other glitches, including various Pokemon that were losing ribbons from challenges they had completed in previous games. Though through its scheduled maintenance and a sweeping update, the Pokemon Company has went in and corrected all of these errors. And on top of that, they also reduced the requirements for how to collect the very rare original color Magearna. No longer will you need a full living dex in your boxes to obtain this extremely rare Pokemon, but now you only need to have a completed national dex on the service, whether the Pokemon are still physically kept in the boxes or not. Thus, making the challenge of actually obtaining this Pokemon a lot easier for many trainers all across the world. And finally for Pokemon today, we have a couple of very sad stories related to the COVID-19 pandemic that is sweeping the world right now. Now, obviously, this is a virus that is greatly impacting the entire world around us, and I definitely don't have to tell you the serious implications of where this all could lead. Already, we're seeing massive shutdowns and lockdowns across the board of all of our daily lives and activities. And unfortunately, this is stretching into the entertainment world as well, impacting our very own Pokemon community. And I'm sure as many of you Go players are actually aware, today's March Community Day was postponed due to this pandemic. And no further details have actually been given as to when this event will be rescheduled for. Not only that, but the developers Niantic have actually come out in a statement that they will be making this game a lot easier to play from home for the coming weeks to protect players from this virus, increasing habitats to allow players to catch more Pokemon closer to home, dropping a 99% sale on incense, which will now also last for up to 1 hour, making incubators more effective, which will actually hatch eggs twice as fast, and providing Pokestops a lot more gifts to drop for players who cannot go out and travel to various stops. And now on to Marvel, where unfortunately today we have to begin with yet another story that ties back to the COVID-19 pandemic. It is now being widely reported that pretty much all of the Disney Plus shows and live-action movies that were currently in production have been brought to a complete standstill during this time. Upcoming movies like Shang-Chi, shows such as Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, WandaVision, and Hawkeye have all been completely ceased in their production during the spread of this virus, with some fans even worried about the upcoming May release date for the Black Widow movie. A story that I will be following very closely and will update you on as soon as I have any further information. Though, rounding out the stories here for Marvel today, we have one that might be very exciting for some people and devastating for others. That being that the MCU is reportedly starting over with the Deadpool character altogether, Of course, keeping actor Ryan Reynolds in the iconic role, however, essentially canonically pretending the first two movies did not exist at all and rebooting the storyline entirely. Now, obviously, Disney already stated to the entire fan base that they would keep these Deadpool movies in the R-rated sandbox, so it's really unclear as to whether this will entirely change the overall feel of the movie at all, or whether they're just going to go back and rewrite the storyline so it makes sense with the events of the MCU. Especially when you consider the upcoming inclusion of the mutants into the MCU, they could very well want Deadpool to come in with the same swath of characters. So we'll really have to see as to what direction they're going to take this character overall, and whether they end up doing him justice when he moves over to his brand new MCU neighborhood. And finally today for my channel news, where I would like to begin by reminding everybody of my upcoming 100 subscriber giveaway, which will be taking place on Wednesday, April 1st at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Throughout this stream, I will be giving away various shiny and G-Max Pokemon at random through Link Trade. And on top of that, I will be drawing 3 names at random to win a piece of free ProfNoki merchandise. To enter and for your name to make it into this drawing, you must comment on just one video between now and the end of March 31st. This comment must include #ProfNoki, along with letting me know your favorite video series here on my channel, whether that be the news with Noki, Poke Education, fixing the Pokédex, or even my max raid battle streams. And since my subscribers have been growing pretty rapidly lately, if I do happen to reach 200 subscribers by April 1st, I will double the merch giveaway. Meaning, of course, that I'll be giving away 6 pieces of merchandise rather than 3. So make sure you share my channel far and wide with all of your family and friends who you think will enjoy. Moving on today, we have the official launch of this month's battle stream. This upcoming Saturday, March 21st, from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, you are all free to enter March's battle stream. And it's super important to remember that you must enter before 1 p.m. on Saturday to make sure you get into the competition. And like last time, the only real restriction with Pokemon is that we ask that you do not enter any of your legendary Pokemon to keep it as fair as possible for everybody. The code to enter this competition will be 166714902. And prizes will be limited this time around to just 1 to the overall victor of the competition, which will be a very special shiny Pokemon. Though everybody who participates and is also a member of our Discord server will receive a very special server role as a consolation prize for your participation in my battle streams. And thus brings me to our final topic of discussion today, being the aforementioned Discord server. Over there, we are building such a beautiful community of positivity and fun, and it is growing so fast. In such a short amount of time, we have already grown to 35 members, with various chat areas for all sorts of topics. You can stay up to date with this channel, give me direct feedback, and connect with me firsthand, as well as connecting with other gamers to discuss all of our favorite aspects to the nerd world, and even set up times to play these amazing games together. And most of all, by joining the Discord server, you will gain some amazing new friends along the way. Not only that, but we will be establishing some brand new roles and server organization throughout today and the coming days, so stay tuned for all the awesome new changes, and make sure to head to the link in the description down below and join now. I thoroughly hope that you enjoyed today's edition of the News with Noki, and if you did, that you'll consider dropping a max knuckle all over that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't already, as I post content daily here on YouTube, so there's always something to enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, this has been Professor Noki signing out once again for Noki Talks.